Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well-
I'm Michael Tyner from the Andover Corporation. We've been around almost 50 years. We're a coating company.
Yeah.
We work from 193 nanometers to 15 microns. Make optical coatings, thin films, anywhere in that area of the spectrum. We make bandpass filters, NDs, edge filters.
When you say you work in a specific spectrum, that means you can basically make any peak, any width within that spectrum based on a customer's
specification demands. And we do a lot of value-added engineering. If you come to us with a project, we can advise you on the coating technology, the substrate, we kind of help out, add a little value to your project.
So if a customer came to you and say, we want a filter focused on this wavelength with a certain full width half max or whatever, you would be able to how do you go about making such a film? You film coat glass?
Yeah, so it's vacuum deposition. So it's under deep vacuum, and so there's different technologies, but it's basically alternating reflective layers to create cavities of light. So the more layers, generally, the sharper the peaks and the deeper the blocking.
That makes sense. Okay.
And you use different materials that reflect and absorb in different areas of the spectrum to get the results that you want. You're either transmitting the light, reflecting the light, or absorbing the light.
Yeah, that's all you can do with it.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So we help you, manipulate the light to what you want to see.
So I'm primarily from an astrophotography background.
Yeah.
So we're used to, we have our hydrogen alpha and we have our oxygen and our silicon lines and stuff like that. But when we begin to look into the more professional space for professional astronomers and professional telescopes, I assume they have other needs than just looking at those strong emission lines from nebulae.
Surprisingly, and that's a big part of it. But there's a lot going on in the infrared and the N bands, heat signatures, things like that.
Okay.
We're also doing a lot of work with low orbit satellites, looking back down at Earth, looking for emissions. Chemical emissions. So we make anything from a couple millimeters diced to 8.2 inches in diameter, and we do polishing, plano polishing, so we can do the coatings and then we can do the refinishing to make it an imaging optic.
Yeah.
And then we put a high efficiency AR on the outside and can make really nice optics too. That's a niche. We've been in the telescope industry for many, many years.
Yeah, okay. So that means when you put these layers of coating on, you basically have different materials that absorb or transmit at different wavelengths.
Yep.
And then by combining those in layers, you can basically create those narrow peaks.
Yep, exactly. So you can tune the bandwidth.
Okay.
So some people like a large bandwidth because they want to look at a large area, and then people want to isolate different chemical lines. Like you said, H alpha, the K lines, and the N bands, and the Cronin Johnsons you can also create the cavities with glass assemblies too.
So if a customer come and ask for a specific wavelength,
Yep.
do you then have some kind of computer program that tells you which layers and how thick they need to be to get that specific, or is it just know-how?
So I would say it's both. So I could, our engineers and experienced guys could get you there. But you back it up with a program, and then the programs get downloaded into your coating chambers now too.
Yeah, okay.
So you set up the program, and then you send the program, and all the coding is automated now.
So almost like if you were 3D printing, but just with coatings instead.
Yep. You send the design with the layer thickness and the alternating materials, and send it over to the computer, to LabVIEW software, and it applies the layers. Yeah, very cool, very different over the 50
It's very
years.
interesting because, again, as astrophotographers, we just buy these filters, off-the-shelf components, and put them in our telescope, but we never actually stop to think about how these things are manufactured.
Yeah, I've been at this for almost 50 years, so I used to sit at coating chambers and cut the layers, monitoring the peaks and the valleys and cutting them. So now everything is automated, but it leads to really good, consistent shapes and consistent coatings.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. It was great to talk to you.
Before, this is the 461. This is the medium format.
Yeah.
461. And this is the larger one. This is the 4.